don't think it's a secret. I'm not afraid of COVID now, and quite frankly, I haven't been since April of 2020. But at least by this point, most Americans have joined me in returning to the old normal, where we breathe air unabridged, gather in large groups, travel and go to work in actual clothes in an actual and professional setting. Why? Because we want to, and most of us, quite frankly, have to. But not our members of Congress, though. They are still able to vote by proxy, meaning they can ramrod through idiotic legislation such as the falsely titled Inflation Reduction Act without being present on Capitol Hill. That's the case of Iowa Democrat Sidney Axne, who didn't vote in person last month for the Inflation Reduction Act, citing the ongoing public health emergency as her reason for voting by proxy. But oddly, that public health emergency didn't stop her from vacationing with her family in Europe. We know this because her son posted a family photo on Instagram documenting the trip. He later removed the photo, but too bad, the internet lives forever, fella. The audacity of that woman. Not only did she vote yes by proxy on that sham and falsely titled Inflation Reduction Act, she bragged about it from France. Folks, Democrats are not scared of COVID, but they want you to be so they can continue to infringe on your rights, grant themselves emergency powers, and live their best lives out of the office as they ruin yours. But speaking of life, here is our next loser of the week, our illustrious president who repeatedly sought out and called on a congresswoman who is no longer with us.
And so many of you know so much about this as well, and you're committed. And I want to thank all of you here for including bipartisan elected officials like Representative Governor, Senator Braun, Senator Booker, Representative Jackie. Are you here? Where's Jackie? I didn't think she was going to be here to help make this.
Yeah, that was Joe on Wednesday at the White House Conference on Hunger, Nutrition, and Health, searching for Indiana Republican Representative Jackie Walorski, who died in a tragic car crash along with two of her staffers over the summer. Now, Congresswoman Walorski was part of a bipartisan group of congressional leaders who advocated legislation pushing for that conference last year. It was nice of Joe to reach across the aisle to give her credit and express gratitude, but he apparently wasn't familiar enough with her to remember she is no longer with us. And the cleanup of that disgraceful oopsie is almost as bad as said oopsie.
The president was naming the congressional champions on this issue and was acknowledging her incredible work. He had already planned to welcome the Congresswoman's family to the White House on Friday. There will be a bill signing in her honor this coming Friday. So, of course, she was on his mind. She was of top of mind for the president. He very much looks forward to discussing her remarkable legacy of public service with them when he sees her family this coming Friday.
Good try, KJP, but you didn't answer the question as to why he repeatedly searched for someone who is not alive.
But I think the confusing part is why, if she and the family is top of mind, does the president think that she's living and in the room?
I don't find that confusing.
I have John Lennon top of mind just about every day, but I'm not looking around for him anywhere.
Look, sometimes Joe makes an honest mistake. This was not that. This was on another level of cringe and embarrassment. Now, you'd think his staff would brief him on something as significant as the death of one of the representatives who pushed for the conference to take place in the first place, but clearly not. But the Democrats want you to believe Joe Biden is fine, we're all fine, the country is fine. No, not fine. But since we're talking about confused individuals, let's move on to my third loser of the week, Rachel Dolezal. Y'all remember her? Yeah, she's the now ex-NAACP chapter president who masqueraded as a black woman. Look, you can be anything you want these days. You can identify as a damn potato, but back in 2015, she got a lot of heat for her racial faking. We haven't heard much from her since until now, because now she's joined OnlyFans. And several of her nudes and sexy photos leaked on social media this week. And here's one image we can show you. And I think the justice tattoo on the behind adds a nice touch, don't you? I mean, good for her for flipping a buck on this. Having an OnlyFans doesn't make her a loser. The loser here is whoever leaked the photos and subjected our eyes to them. For the love of God, if Nancy has a secret OnlyFans, please leak nothing. We beg you.